Hello, my name is Bert Mulwitz. I am a real estate podcaster, and I'd like to introduce Dan Cheadle today. And let's start with by asking, who is Dan Cheadle?
Hi, Bert. Hey, thanks. And yeah, probably real briefly, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, but I'm a family man. I'm married. I've been married for 15 years to my beautiful wife, Linda. I've got kids all over the planet. We've got grandkids. And I'm one of those people that, yeah, I enjoy life. I have a passion in golf. And I enjoy golf so much that one day I decided to just go and get my teaching license in Myrtle Beach, and just because I enjoyed the sport so much and love teaching people and helping people. So I'm one of those people that I love what I do. I love the people that are in my life, and I love helping people. And I've been doing that my entire life.
Terrific. Well, what got you started on being an entrepreneur?
I got started, and it's a quick story and kind of an interesting one because a lot of people don't probably hear about this very much. But at the high school level, one of my good friends, in fact, was my best friend in high school, Brian, introduced me to a new program that they were rolling out in our area in West Michigan. I'm in the greater Grand Rapids area in West Michigan, and they were starting this new program that had been around for many years, but not in our area, called Junior Achievement. And I thought, wow, that's kind of interesting. And so he said, I think we ought to just jump into that and have some fun with it. So we did, and we signed up. And Junior Achievement is teaching young people all about our free enterprise system, teaching them literally how to start a business and run a business and do the accounting, do the sales, do the manufacturing. And so we created a product that was a cookie tray, that was a non-stick cookie tray. And we had some wonderful leaders from different industries at the local level that were helping us put this all together. And our company was called Odds and Ends. And so, what really launched my spirit as an entrepreneur was I had no idea what I was doing. But I was having fun at it, and we were, getting to know other kids from other different school systems in this program. And so I once I the leader said, Dan, you're not very good at this. You're definitely not going to be in accounting because you're not a numbers person. And so we're just going to put you over here with these guys, and you're going to be in sales. So I go, well, sales? I don't know what to do. But after sinking my teeth into it a little bit and networking with some different people, I kind of started to get the feel of what sales was all about. And Brian and I were both on the sales team together. And so we decided one Saturday afternoon, we were sitting on his living room couch, and he says, we're selling these cookie trays one at a time, and we're never going to get anywhere. We need to think big. And I liked how Brian was thinking. And so we finally decided, let's make a phone call to Meyer Thrifty Acres. Meyer's at that time had about 25 or 30 stores. Now they have about 600 stores. And we got a hold of Duke, who was one of the head buyers, and we got in a meeting with him. And we actually went to the Myers headquarters. We actually had to borrow one of our dad's cars because we didn't have our own car. So we had to drive to Myers headquarters, meet with this head buyer, and he just like took a liking to us. And he says, you guys are, you're smart. I've never seen high school kids get this ambitious. He
Yeah.
says, you know what? I'm going to give you guys an order. And so he ordered uh, 10,000 of these trays. And we're going, oh my God, 10,000. We're only making like 200 a week. And so we went back with our purchase agreement to our company meeting the next Monday night. And so they all said, so who's selling what? And I stood up and I says, well, I think I sold about 10,000 of our trays. And I mean, the leader was like, how, what 10,000, how the hell did you sell 10,000 trays? And so I told him what Brian and I did. Well, it was a legitimate deal. So we had to fill this order. We had other companies in our building that we had to go and recruit and say, we've got this major order. So we had to recruit people to do this. Well, anyways, make long story short, that was a tremendous experience, and we ended up getting another order from Myers for another 10,000, and that put me and Brian in the top two salespeople in the country in 1975 for junior achievement sales. I we got a trip to Kings Island in Ohio and for a week, and we had a blast, and so we got a little reward for that. But that was my first taste of entrepreneurism, and it just stayed with me ever since. I've enjoyed it ever since.
Well, it certainly at a young age gave you a lot of confidence on,
Hmm.
to go on to whatever was next.
It did.
So I assume that's one of the highlights of your, career, even though you just started.
Hmm.
So, but to go on to what you're doing now, what got you inspired on launching My Connect Pro?
My Connect Pro is just, I've always been, ever since junior achievement, I've been in marketing one way or the other. I'm a real estate broker. I've been a real estate broker since 1993. So I have other real estate agents that are with me. And so I've always been one way, shape, or form involved in not only being a business owner and but also being in marketing. And so as technology improves, we had a lot of companies coming out like Zoom and Google Meet and My Conference, just to name a few of the video meeting platforms. And so I've been using them ever since they launched. Then, with the onset of COVID, we saw this whole idea of video meeting platform really explode and come into more of a serious need. And now we're seeing it just grow like crazy ever since. Being involved in using those tools, I also realized that there was some serious issues or setbacks with some of the different platforms. And so I decided to just kind of tackle this with a different idea and say, they're not going to fix it. They don't know who I am, but I'll tell you what, I can launch my own program with all the technology that's now out there, and developers and things that I happen to know. So we sat down and said, hey, how can we make this better and maybe more really user friendly? And so we did. And so that was the beginning of my inspiration for getting My Connect Pro onto the market.
So why do you think MCP My Connect Pro is better than the other video meeting platforms? Can you share with us what why your mousetrap, so to speak, is better? What
Mhm.
kind of elements does it have?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Bert, it's that's true. The saying is, how can you make a better mousetrap, right? And we have. What makes us stand out, what really makes us better, that we're really proud of, is that it's all about the user experience, right? I mean, you can go and do your own meeting and you can have meetings, but the challenge is it's your users, it's your visitors, your attendees that are coming in, that typically with these meeting platforms, there's a code that you have to copy and paste and go in, and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes there's technology that doesn't that there's too many steps involved in getting into somebody's meeting, right? And so we wanted to make that experience a lot more enjoyable for the attendees. So we created a one-click step to getting into a meeting, where all they would have to do is do that. And so with that in mind, we also made it easier for the presenter to have his own way of making this better. And so what we did is we created a link system that would allow the presenter to have his own meeting room, and it could actually have more than one meeting room, but you have your own unique link that you create in our back office, which is really cool. So I have Dan's room, which is one of my meeting room links, and Bert, if you wanted to have yours, you could have Bert's room or Bert's power room, right? Or Bert's podcast. So you can create any link you want, and and then take that even one step further. You can create a QR code with that. You can add that link into marketing literature, because that link will never change, and that becomes your permanent link for your meeting room. So those are just a couple of things that we've made improvements on over everyone else. We also have, well, let's put it this way. We've realized that there is a tremendous growth curve here over the next 5 years. Zoom expects to double. They're at 48 million subscribers right now and expect to double over the next 5 years. So our business model approach was, how can we make this not only better, but how can we make the user and the presenter experience more enjoyable by giving them a chance to share in the revenue? So we've created a business model that is revenue sharing, that actually rewards people for sharing our platform, so it can actually become another revenue, another residual income. So those are just a few things that we've done to really make us better.
Well, I guess you answered the question why you chose the business marketing model you have.
Yeah.
Did you originate it, or did you use another platform and modify it somewhat?
Good question. No, this is our own unique business model. What we did is we looked at, if people are going to come on board as customers for us, we also wanted them to be able to have the freedom to also be an affiliate. So not only are you a customer, so we have people that are, hey, I just want to have the product. I like the product. I just want to have this for my own use. Great, you can do that. But we also have people that are saying, hey, I would like to be able to share this with other people. Then you are automatically an affiliate and you can share it with other people. So yeah, we chose that business model, designed the marketing system around what we do. We're probably in the network marketing arena, we pay out 60% of our revenue back to the affiliate market. So it's really not a lousy compensation plan. It's really, people can make some really good money at it if they want to.
Could you explain the different levels, how far you could go, if you understand what I mean?
Yeah, the
But
marketing system is, what we did is we took the payout system and we just said, look, let's make this not a compressed marketing system like a lot of companies do. We made it just a wide open matrix where it's, you can sponsor one person, you can sponsor 100, you can even sponsor 1,000 personally. So it's unlimited wide, and it's that way on all 5 levels. So you're getting paid on 5 levels. You're getting paid 25%, 15%, 10%, 5%, and 5% on your different 5 levels, and it's unlimited wide. So there's a lot of room for somebody to really do well with this in terms of a side income.
okay, terrific. And so tell me, what is stopping you from changing your business marketing plan to a more, let's say, retail format once you are super successful?
Awesome, that's a great question. Thanks, Bert. Yeah, you know what? This happens all the time, doesn't it? In the network and the MLM arena and the affiliate marketing systems that are out there, we see this all the time. That somebody has a great lotion or potion, a great vitamin, or a great juice drink, or whatever it might be, or product, and it might be a household product, right? And they're successful with it, and you have all these distributors that are independent distributors that are out there making money, and the company says, well, hey, thanks a lot, but we're now going to go retail. Now that we've got our name out there and you guys have helped us do that, they really slap the distributors in the back of the head, and there's no reward for that. They just, boom, on January 1st, we're shutting down, and our products are now going to go into the supermarket shelves. And what a horrible experience for independent people. And I have a lot of friends that have been through that, and it's not fun. It's not pretty, because they build up these really nice residual incomes that they've worked hard to build, right? And they put a lot of time in it. And all of a sudden the company just says, thanks, but we're going a different direction. We are not going to do that. We love people. We're here. People can have my 100% commitment that that is the farthest thing that we want to do to anybody, because just like any company, you can get a lot of eyeballs on you, right? And it's all about eyeballs. Craigslist is a good example. They have, literally hundreds of thousands of eyeballs every day on their product, and that creates their value for what they are. We're the same way. It's all about people. It's all about eyeballs on your product, and that's what you have the minnows, you have the sharks, you have the whales, and that's what the whales are looking for, is these companies that they can buy up because they have all this traffic and they have all these eyeballs. But I can tell you this much, is that we are setting this up for life, for long term, and so we can tell people that you don't have to worry about us selling out to some type of a retail format, like a retail subscription format.
Well, that's good to know. Well, let's say 4 or 5 years from now, a giant shark,
Mhm.
wherever they come from, and they want to buy you out. What do you say?
Well, it's not an
Yeah.
instant yes or it's not an instant no, right? I mean, let's be honest. And all of us should be honest and transparent. I will too. If a big giant shark came along and it was in this arena and it was, we were able to sit down and say, hey, if you can keep our business model the way it is, and we have all those terms and conditions, and these transactions are huge. It revolves a lot of different angles and layers of to the agreement. Yeah, would I be open to selling out? Anybody would be crazy not to. If somebody said, "Hey, Dan, I'll give you $1 billion for your company," I would be stupid not to. As anybody, any business owner is going to sit down and say, "I'll at least look at it and give it serious consideration." Because that's what life is. We're here. Life is short. Think in terms of what we can do with our lives. But I'm also going to stick tried and true to what we've built and make sure that that stays in place. If that makes sense.
Well, if you were to sell it, um, what would happen to all the people like we talked about? Uh, with the, I don't know if you thought about it, but with the company paying whatever, would they have to accept, or could they just change everything and all the people that worked so hard to build their downline disappeared?
Well, they would have to. That would be one of my things. Is if we're that valuable on the open market, then I'm just going to keep it going, right? But if somebody wanted to come in and buy us out, it would have to be to our terms, meaning we don't want to see people get hurt. So, and that's number one. The other thing too is that's a good question because we are very honorable to our people. And here's a good example. We have what we call founding members. And so we have 100 founding members in our company that helped us get started, right? Those are the people that were with us on day one when we had problems. And they were with us on month two when we had to shut down for a while to revamp because um, we were experiencing some issues that we had to fix. And so when you have your founding members that stick with you from the very beginning, we are going to be honorable to those people. And so if we got bought out, they would get a nice little paycheck as part of that for being a founding member. So there's some value in it. So my point is, we want to be honorable to the people that are in our company on all levels.
Let me ask you this: how many of those founding members, how many positions are left at this point?
If there are any positions left, it's just a handful.
Okay. Um, if part of the incentive to join would be part of what you just said,
Mhm.
would you consider extending it to where people could come in for however way they had to do it and go beyond the 100?
We have already had that question asked a few times, and it's not a no. We it's something to consider. We just haven't made a decision on it yet.
Okay. Is there an incentive that they would be able to get by coming in? I don't know what it would be.
Mhm.
Um, because I'd like to discuss this on my podcast. It's just a further incentive
Mhm.
to be part of the ownership, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah. We have other programs that we're going to be implementing that have to do with profit sharing in the company as bonuses and so forth. So we are looking at some things that outside of the compensation plan that will reward people for being involved with us, which would entail not necessarily ownership, but it would entail profit sharing and being part of a profit sharing plan as we grow. And so, yes, we are implementing some programs that we can't talk about in detail just yet, but we are.
Okay, terrific. Well, I would think this has been a very good interview, and I'd like to continue with my podcast and have you as a guest when you had time.
That would be awesome. I'd like that.
Okay, terrific. Well, thank you, Dan. It's been a pleasure.